really hard for a lot of people. I know your husband just went through a serious loss.
Yeah, it makes me really sad thinking about it.
Yeah, please expound.
Yeah, he lost his mom. It's really sad because I was joke kind of that like most women can't stand their mother-in-law. Like I really loved her. And it was just so hard because in England, he's from the UK, and it's just so hard because she wasn't a woman that had tons of money, you know, and she had to go on public transportation and do things, and she was strong and independent, and it just wasn't handled right. I'm just angry about how it was handled in the UK, you know. I'm angry about how it was handled in the US, how it didn't have to be this way. Oh, so it just so many lives lost, and it's
Well, because that's the thing about loss with something like that. One, it didn't have to happen. No. Two, you can't be with them.
Yeah.
Right? They have to be alone in the hospital, and like, thank God there's FaceTime, and thank God there's like all those different digital things that kind of help that, but you don't have the touching and the hugging and the connection in that, you know, way. And so that's just doubly painful. I mean, all those people that, you know,
it really hit me hard, and him especially, with people downplaying this now. You know, it's like now we're so connected to it firsthand that when people just like they don't legitimize this, and they just go, oh, whatever, and not wear a mask and not be respectful. It's not real. What is this? It's propaganda. It's like on a next level. But I'm really proud of him, and it's just hard because, you know, grieving, like we're talking about today, that's one thing, and he's in it entirely. And then being the partner of is really hard because I'm watching this man and I'm just looking at him going, he lost his mother. Like he loved his mother. We all loved his mother. And so it's an interesting thing because grieving comes in different shapes and forms, right? Especially during COVID, losing your job. You can grieve through that. People, now that they've calmed down, I've had clients that they've noticed that they have disabilities now. Like they're slowing down, and they realize they have lupus, and they never realized before. And it's going to save their lives because they slowed down during COVID, and they're like, wait, this joint does hurt. And wow, they're like checking in with themselves because the hustle's not so hard, you know? Yeah. So they're grieving that diagnosis. You know what I mean? Or like divorce. Divorce is on the up and up entirely. That's grieving.
Sure, because you're actually going to have to pay attention to each other. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But there's so many levels and stages of grief, and they're all into something like aging and loss of physical strength. Like I know people that have died because like in their 90s, especially my grandma's not doing well because they are used to their routine. And then with COVID, they're the first ones that can't leave the house. Right, you know, Lefty's feeling me right now. Lefty, the dog, it's like, I understand what's going on right here.
Yeah, the dogs are.
We're animal lovers here.
Yeah, so we are.
That's all that matters. And then grieving a pet. That's another one.
Yes.
My dog Tyson, you know.
I miss Tyson.
I know. And grieving him. So it comes in all different shapes and forms. And
well, yes, grieving does come in all shapes and forms. But I want to get back to like. All right. Hold on.
Keep the podcast going.
Hold on 1 second, y'all, because let me just
let the dog
in. Otherwise, they will not stop.
Who let the dog out? Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Grieving is the thing. Okay, guys. Welcome. High maintenance.
There you go. Yes. Welcome to the world of high maintenance. Okay.
I love it.
And we're back.
I love it.
But I did want to go back to the loss of a parent. Because...
You know.
Yeah, I lost my dad, and that was so hard. That just rocked my world because, you know, as a person growing, there's... I don't know. The only way I can explain it is like the pillars that make you who you are. It's your parents. It's maybe grandparents, maybe, you know, an animal or, you know, stuff like that. But like things that help to support you that you don't even realize, but they are your foundation, right? And so when there is a loss of a parent, especially a loved parent, you're all of a sudden, your foundation all of a sudden goes wonky, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And now there's a crazy sense of mortality, of a bigger picture of the world, and there's a different kind of sense of maturity. I know, and I was super young. It was right after college when it happened for me.
How old were you? Yeah, 24?
23, turned 23. And in fact, it's his 16th anniversary, March 17th. It was St. Patty's Day.
Wow.
So it would be, it's something like that. And I know in the stages which we'll go through of loss and death, from the shock and the grieving and the anger and all that kind of stuff, it takes, there's no timeline on that. It's years and years and years. I still find myself sometimes in the market in an aisle, and I'll look at something that we both loved snacking on or something, and next thing you know, it was just tears. And that's just part of it. That's part of life. So and part of the support of that, because people always do the whole like thoughts and prayers but if they don't know what that means or what that feels like, it's like you can't really say anything, you can't really do anything, you just have to be there. And you're doing such a good job being there for him, Shanna.
Thank you.
You're doing really, really good, because sometimes you just have to be like, yeah, it sucks, and just the hug,
and I get the
and
brunt
arm
of a little bit of tone wise, and I have to remind myself that it's like, it's not me, it's him processing, and all of that.
Yeah. And he also needs to be sensitive and aware of that too. He shouldn't project that on you, but it's, it is what it is. It's a thing. But it's part of life. Like one thing I know, I, for some crazy reason, have experienced death young, at an early age, and I do believe kids should understand what that is and know what that is and stuff. I've had like best friends die when I was in high school. My stepmother passed when I was real young, and my brother was a baby, and it was like trying to explain that to a baby.